So Nuno España is head of marketing. I know that you have a new a new job inside the. It's. What are you doing now? So you were like head of marketing and customer management at Luzia da Saúde. It's like one of the main private hospitals in Portugal, one of the main groups, if we can say so. But Nuno, what are you doing now?
Well, the thing is, what I had is mainly these three areas, everything that was strategic priorities for the company, and where we had projects, innovation, sustainability, and it's everything that is one step ahead of the operation. And this was everything that we will be able to launch and develop and this kind of stuff. Then marketing and communication, there is everything that we'll be able to promote and communicate what we are doing. At the same side, on the other side, we have operation, everything that was connected with the customer. There is NPS, front office, contact center, and this kind of stuff. So this was what I was.
You have experience in strategic planning, innovation, customer experience, marketing, and communications. And I want to. This is the best part. Nuno is also a sportsman, having done some triathlons and Ironman. Is it true?
Yeah, it was so crazy that I decided to make 10. So.
Okay, so speaking about resistance, Nuno is going to talk about his work during this pandemic and about communication and strategic planning. So Nuno, the floor is yours. It's my privilege to have you here.
Okay. Well, guys, before what I would like to say is, well, to thank you. It's really great to be here. It's always a pleasure. And first of all, thank you, Tiago, or Professor Tiago, for these moments. It's always very positive to, I think sometimes we are so focused on operations that it's good to take ourselves from our reality. And the hostels, the difficult thing of the hostels is that we are open 24 hours per day, 7 days per week. So the way there is intensive is really high, and it's good to see other stuff. Well, from our side, well, let's turn it's dynamic from my side. Honestly, I came here to share, but also to learn with you, and I hope this can be in the two ways in terms of communication. Just to give you an idea, I already said what I have done, what I'm doing right now. I'm changing, I'm shifting to be responsible for some hospitals and clinics here in Portugal. Luzia da Saúde is one of the main players in healthcare in Portugal. We have 12 hospitals, 13 hospitals right now, and one of them is a PPP, a partner-public partnership. I don't know if you know the concept. In Portugal, is known. But what we do is we have developed a hospital of the NHS, but is managed by a private group that is Luzia, this is Hospital de Cascais. We belong to the main player in Portugal, in the world is United Health Group. It's the main player and the number 12 in terms of the big companies in the world. So it's a privilege to be part of. We learn a lot of being on this ecosystem because it's a possibility to share. It's interesting because just to give you an idea of the dimension, and sometimes the difficulty is exactly to have an idea of how does it work. But I would say that United was, in terms of incomes per year, something like 270 billion euros. I don't know how much it is. It's a lot of money. And they have two dimensions. One is IT under a brand called Optum, and what they do is everything that is technology on this kind of stuff. Just to give you an example how interesting it is. They have, for example, with Zika from Brazil, they have support the U.S. government. The U.S. government was deciding to build a small hospital of 20 million euros in Miami to face Zika, and based on algorithms and studies and models they have developed, they understood that the first 2 cases will occur in 3 months, but not in Miami, it was in Texas. And what is interesting, this kind of models, is the difference between the day they gave and the first case of Zika in US exactly in Texas was less than 24 hours. And this worth a lot of money. They have a lot of insurance and healthcare services, hospitals and clinics, and then they have under this area, the second area, they have a private. They have everything that is international. There is Brazil, Colombia, Peru, Chile, and Portugal. We are the smallest, as always, but big guys. Just kidding, but just give you an idea that we represent here. We are 7,000. We have 350 million euros of incomes per year. It's a lot for Portugal, but we are really small in terms of the group. The smallest after us is Peru, but they're worth already 1.5 billion. So this is the dimensions we are doing. I think that they see on us, they believe that the talent, the best talent in the world for the economies they are present is Portugal and Colombia. So I think that that's one of the reasons. At the same time, it's a very nice way to get into Europe. And also because we are small, we have the possibility to do a lot of small initiatives. We are dynamic. We are a very young team. Our CEO is 42. I am 38. So all the management team is really young, if I could say it like this. So as you know, right now healthcare is being under all the efforts, and they have been sustaining and being the support of all of this pandemic situation and context. So it's been tough months, at least for the last 10. We know a lot of much more than we had than 10 years ago, 10 months ago, but still these 3 waves that I don't like to call wave, because I believe this is the effect of Christmas and New Year's Eve, and we are paying the consequences of our behaviors. But it's been really tough for us. Just to have an idea, for example, in Cascais, it's been really tough. We have people working per week more than 120 hours per week. I know it's almost all the time. People are exhausted. On the last crisis meeting, we have daily crisis meeting, and we understood that people were really tired. Just to have an idea, we are still treating people, but we are not caring like we would like to. And caring, it's our nation, so we really want to do it. And on last Friday, I challenged the first line of the company to become a volunteer there. So from starting in Sunday, every night I spent 3 hours. And since I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm an economist. So my role there is mainly to make the calls between the families and the patients through video. And it seems something small, but at the same time, it's the only connection that people have with patients that are in the hospital. Sometimes they are in the urgencies for the last 3-4 days. So what you are giving to the people is the possibility to get connected with the family, and we are able to reduce the pressure over the healthcare professionals, and they are able to rest, or at least to do stuff that is more important than just making calls. So this is the situation right now that we are going through. It's been really tough. Everything that you are reading and seeing, it's true. Just to have, this is mainly to give you a brief situation of what we are, or where we are. Well, I have a small presentation. You are having fun now. I'm being boring. Thank you, Dora. Thank you, Tiago. Let's see if I see other guys, just not to be crazy. Shinting, you are very serious. Nelson, let's have some fun. Well, I have a small presentation, and I will go through it. Well done, Sumaya. Let's make some party. I have a small presentation very focused on everything that is communication. Just to give you an idea, my background is not communication and marketing. I am from strategic planning, management control. So it's been tough. It was a very nice challenge when I got it 2 years and 2 years ago. I didn't know what to do, but I knew where I need to go. Okay, and I will try to speak you a little bit about what was our experience in terms of communication, digital, and this kind of stuff. But I will try to do it mainly focused on this COVID-19 context that I think that is important to share with you. And if it's not this, just tell me, and I will shut my mouth. Let me see if I'm able to put the presentation. Where is this? Sorry, guys. So many different stuff. Oh, how can I project? It's here. Well, what I'm saying is makes sense. This is what you want to cover. Yes, more or less. Yeah. Yes. Dora, thank you for your support. Well, I'm being, I don't know, Professor, how much time I have? Half an hour, right? Or less than?
My name is Tiago. The professor stays in the CV, so everybody can call me Tiago. And okay. You have like 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Guys, please just make me questions, whatever you want to say, just to make it more interactive. I think it's good for you and good for me, okay? Well, information about Lusíadas and United I already gave, so I don't know if you have any question, but give you a little bit more, an idea of what's been this process regarding the pandemic situations that we are going through. What are the major digital tools that we went through? What the metrics that we measure, and how are we marketing these tools and everything that we have made to be connected with our stakeholders. Okay. Well, you know the reality. I know that I just have put this here because a lot of you are experts. So just to give you an idea, we start we were locked down on March 18, I think. It's when we started. It was 2 months or 1 month and a half, very aggressive. I believe that we have made one of the best lockdowns in the world, but also I believe that we made the worst open that it was possible, and in my perspective, because we turned this in a political decision, what was a mess, in my opinion. We have 1 month and a half of total or almost total lockdown. On April 2nd, we opened, even though we were in a state of emergency, we were able to start opening the reality. And from there, we were able to manage. We had a second wave in final of October and in beginning of November. Unfortunately, we have the elections, as you know, this weekend, and I believe this was one of the reasons. And I think that all the families were prepared to be in lockdown for Christmas and New Year's Eve, but because of politics, well, let's see, how can I say it? But because of decisions of the government, and I think that but really connected with elections, they decide to open, and this is what we are paying right now. I remember we are doctors, we have doctors, the only thing they are doing is studying about what will be the future. And they told us at the beginning that if we were going through this process of having fun on Christmas and New Year's Eve, we would have more than 30,000 cases in January, plus that were expected, and 2,500 deaths additional to the situation that was planned. And in my perspective, it doesn't worth, but we are paying all our behaviors, like I said. Well, let me give you my perspective and what was my strategy when we went through this process. The goal, we had three main dimensions, and the three dimensions were mainly focused, in my perspective, on literacy. Second was availability, and third was safety. And everything that I'm going through, I will explain you based on this reality. The first thing is when you shut down hospitals, it's tough, and but our mission, according with the government, was to close everything that was planned. So imagine hospitals that they reduce the activity until 20% of activity. This was the goal, but as you can imagine, there are thousands of disease and people that needs to continue to be treated, and this for us was a challenge. And trying to adjust the hospital according. I remember at the beginning, my first 16 days, since I had all the operations, was to be in the hospitals. I didn't see my sons, my family, but the goal was to create the conditions to have two hospitals, always two hospitals inside of each one of our 30 hospitals. Okay, the goal was to guarantee that it was very, very clear everything that we had regarding what is COVID, what is not COVID, to guarantee that it was safe. But at the same time, we knew that people that would deliver, they should continue to go to the hospitals. Cancer patients still to go to be treated, and all this kind of stuff. I think that the first movement, and see, we got into total lockdown on 18, and on 23, in 2 days, we were able to launch teleconsultations. These were for us the only way, and very quickly, to have online medical consultations, not only to give work to our employees, but at the same time to guarantee that people had a chance to be treated or to have support or an opinion regarding its healthcare. So it was. I remember I decided to build it. And it's interesting because I think that a lot of things went wrong on this all this process regarding the COVID-19. But if you think very quickly, it's interesting to see that in terms of in a human perspective and a technological perspective, we were able to build in months what we would build in years in a normal situation. And this is something that I believe that we need to value, to be happy with it, because I think that a lot of things that we went through, we are able to, they will stay for a lifetime, and I think that they were very important. I tried teleconsultations in 2013 and 2015, and without any success, mainly because the insurance were not, and they didn't want it. People were not, the culture was not there, the technology was not there. But right now we were able, and this is something that we built with a lot of success. We started, I remember, to have the proposals in terms of technology on a Friday. I started the project on Saturday at 12, and at Sunday at 6 o'clock, I was able to launch the PR, saying that we were the first private company to launch, and we made it in the weekend because I knew the competition was launching on Sunday and on Monday and Wednesday, and I thought the first mover advantage was really important in terms of communication, so we made a lot of effort to guarantee that we were the first. We also was able, and based on, I spoke about access, but I spoke about literacy, and what we have done is to create a blog area dedicated with COVID-19, just to guarantee that people could be comfortable. There was a lot, don't forget that right now, 35% of the news regarding COVID-19 are not true. So what we were trying to go is to guarantee that they will associate Lusíadas with a purpose, with transparency, and with information that are real and trustful and align with the context. Okay, so we were able to create a space where all the information was available, was positive, and people worldwide was able to guarantee through the information of our doctors, all the information the government was taking was there. So I think that this was the second dimension. One of the things is when I got these areas was social media. We were not present in a lot of social media, I don't think we were, but to guarantee that we had Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, I think was the first time the decision that I was able to take, is to be able to create space to connect with people, and mainly in a situation like this. So right now, all of them are open and they are working, in my perspective, very positively. This reality gave us the possibility to create a very easy way or channel to connect with people. People who were more at home, so this was the message that we were trying to guarantee. But at the same time, advertise regarding the blog that I spoke in the last slide. But it was really important to guarantee, and this is the one of our cardiologists. He is the president of the Portuguese Society of Cardiology, trying to show that beside COVID-19, there was a lot of other diseases that need to be treated. Just to give you a number, 30% of the cardiologists, 30% of the urgencies regarding cardiology are not arriving to hospital. These people are dying at home. And this is the reality, okay? More people are dying at home because they are not going to hospitals because they are afraid. Hospitals are the second place people don't want to be because they are afraid. First is public transportation and then hospitals. So it's mandatory to guarantee that people see that we are available and that we are going to be safe, okay? Obviously, through the social media, we were able to guarantee that we were promoting everything that was video consultations. So it was really important in Google search, promotion of posts, ads, and this kind of stuff. We were also guaranteed that we were able to show the people that the process was really easy, because trying to have people that are not so young like us trying to use it, it's not easy. So I think that we were able to build a process that was really working well to guarantee that people will use it and will repeat it. And right now we are through the same process again. One of the things is I have also sustainability, and sustainability I believe a lot on partnerships of impact, okay, or with impact. And because I think that one of the things that COVID-19 showed us is that besides having a part of the pie and the side of our slide, it's important to be able to grow or to make grow the size of the pie. And I think that we understood that we are only able to do it very quickly if we partner with the right people to do it. Okay, and this partnership, for example, brand sponsorships were mainly United for Portugal, Portuguese Football Federation, all this kind of stuff were partnerships that were able to guarantee that we were giving the right messages to the people to stay at home, that healthcare were available through new ways to access. Okay, don't forget something that is important. All of this that we are doing right now is something that was already in progress. Okay, our doctors were already spending 1 hour, 1 and a half of their time just to show or just to answer to WhatsApp, to all these kind of connections to guarantee that this was able to do. It was really important. This is the kind of stuff that, and there was a lot of issues regarding healthcare was until now very focused on trying to serve and inside of four walls, even though there was a lot of initiatives before COVID-19 that people were consuming healthcare beside the walls, but there was a lot of problem. We only get the money inside of the hostel. There was legal issues. The human relationship was kind of questioned a lot of time, and the technology was not there. So, and right now, I think that all of us, we have the right conditions to make it work. I don't believe only in technology to provide healthcare, but I think that right now the issue is it's mainly the integration between the physical and digital, and this kind in healthcare, and we were not prepared for this. It's something that is really, really important. Okay, just to give you an idea, and for us, and mainly because regarding the interaction with US, they, more than the financials, they are really important about the customer experience. I don't know if you know the concept of the NPS. Yes, no? Guys, NPS, you know what it is? No? Well, I will tell you. Thank you, Anna. NPS is perhaps the best way to measure the satisfaction of people, of our customers, and through a very simple question. How would you recommend this service or product to your family and friends? Okay. And based on this, the scale is between 0 and 10. If you give 0 or between 0 and 6, you are a detractor. You don't like too much the brand. If you give between 6 and 7 and 8, and 7 and 8, you are a neutral. You don't care, but you don't hate the brand. And if you give 9 or 10, you are a promoter. Okay, and being a promoter is simply you only like this brand, you only be with this brand and this kind of stuff. And this is our measure. And when I take from the promoters, the detractors, I have a name, a number, there is NPS. And for example, just to have an idea, the NPS on average in healthcare is around 40. In Luzia de Saúde, we have 65. And regarding the telemedicine, we achieve at the beginning 76. So it's a very interesting number. People, and what would be important for us is to guarantee that people like it. And as you can see, detractors were only 3%. Just to have an idea, we have more than 30,000 teleconsultations done at the end of 2 months. So the number was huge. But mainly because there was not any option beside this, only urgencies in the cases that I spoke, but to guarantee that the experience was good. And if you see, almost 95% of the people agree, they were able to connect very well in terms of sound and everything. And the telemedicine, if you see, the telemedicine visit was good, has face-to-face, even though we know that it's not the same thing. We know that only 80% was comfortable. They neither agree or disagree, but they strongly agree or we based on the result. And we know that teleconsultation doesn't work for everything. We know it, but at that moment, that was the only way to access to healthcare. So everyone make an effort to be able to get this number, to have this service. Even though sometimes the doctor was not so comfortable, people were not so comfortable. It's not easy, for example, just give you an idea, pediatrics, okay? You need to touch, your customers don't speak. So this is the kind of stuff that you need to have support of the family, and it's an issue, okay? Just to have an idea of the telemedicine, the daily telemedicine sessions grew a lot. We had moments that we were having more than 1,000 teleconsultations per day. We know that the number started going down very quickly after the lockdown. And what we see right now is that the number is growing a lot again, even though there is not lockdown for healthcare. Because I believe that is mainly because other disease or pathologies need to be treated, okay? As you can see, also the numbers were kind of interesting. People were searching a lot how to access to. I really believe, and there is a concept that we use a lot on United Health Group, is what you permit, you promote. And we need to permit that we have the numbers to guarantee that we measure what we are doing. I really enjoy this sentence, but it's really true. The way we are trying to go, and everything that we are promoting, we are permitted, and this is the way we were trying to guarantee that we were able to understand from where people were coming, where people were investigating, and data here is very important to take very quick decisions, and we need to have it. I think that every time that I get a challenge, it can be telemedicine, a new hospital, or whatever, what I need is to guarantee that I understand the process, but mainly I have the analytics to guarantee that I'm able to manage in a proper way, and understanding that my plan is going well. Any initiatives that I'm going through are having impact on my performance. And this is for me important, even though sometimes it's not easy, and the context was not easy. As you can see, what is interesting when we start speaking about communication literacy and mainly apply to digital, and this is the concept that is not easy for hospitals, because like I said, we are used to provide and people make the consumption of healthcare services inside four walls. And when you turn digital, this is what you see. You don't have any more areas of influence. You turn your hospitals worldwide. If you see, you are able to see that a lot of people that come from teleconsultations, they come from abroad. Portugal was very small in terms of all the pages and this kind of stuff. Obviously, is the biggest in terms of all the demographics and this kind of stuff. But see how is relevant all the other economies. Okay. Just to give you an idea, 25% of all consultations are made out of the influence zone of our hospitals, and more than 15% are from other countries beside Portugal. And this is a challenge, but at the same time is a huge opportunity, because normally people like to consume healthcare on their own language, and this is why teleconsultations become something very useful for these people. Because you don't know, but for example, in NHS, in England, people, it's a system that works very well, but the access to specialists is not easy. So we have a lot of Portuguese that come for a weekend, 2 days or whatever, just to see the doctors. This solution was able to guarantee that even though they were not traveling, they were able to access. As you can see, in terms of users, always...
No, sorry. 5 more minutes, okay?
Okay, I will access very quickly.
Is it okay? So sorry. Sorry.
This is the moment of my having fun, so I'm having fun with you.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
No worries.
I'm loving the presentation, but it's just to
yeah, no worries,
okay?
No worries.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Sorry for that. As you can see, 70% of the people are female. Guys don't like it, but these females will decide everything, and even in healthcare, even for them or for the family. Okay. The blog is something that is working well. I'm not losing too much time, but if you see, just to give you an idea, the percentage of people visiting the blog versus our site is 3-for-1. So people more than knowing about us, they are more important about the information that we are generating. And this is a message that is really important. And if you see, to have an average time on page about 5.5 minutes, it's huge normally for anything that you are searching. And it's something that people really like it when you see all these numbers. To see on the first, and it's impressive how in 15 days, all the blog get more than 250,000 of people visiting. Okay. The social media metrics, we were managing all the reaches, the people that we were able to achieve with all this information. I think the results were very positive. What you don't measure, you don't know. So all this information was gave us the possibility to know who was just going around the information. 54 years old are the average in terms of audience. And people were worried about it, and 7.4% was new traffic of the site since 2020, the 22nd of March. We were able to see that we were all the information or articles that we were generating were having impact on all of this, and we were able to see, if you see on the right side, everything that we were managing, we were able to see the impact in terms of the impact, the quantity. Each one of the names that you see, we were able to understand how much reach, impressions, engagements, links, and this kind of stuff, to also guarantee that sometimes what we were posting, sometimes, or we thought, I would say that sometimes we are not the best customers. So sometimes what we believed was the most important thing is not. So we were trying to get some knowledge about what was more relevant for these people. Okay. To guarantee that people, and we understood what people were getting more, what kind of news, where, Instagram, Facebook, this kind of stuff. We promote the service is something that very technical in terms of information. We went through social media contexts, like I said. We went to some traditional journal, Expresso is one of the main weekly newspaper in Portugal, or perhaps the biggest, I would say. And because we knew that we had to achieve people more than the digital guys. Okay, and interesting because the penetration in terms of access to teleconsultations or blog, in terms of age, are exactly the same. People made a lot of effort in terms of having information, access to doctors, this kind of stuff. Interesting. We create the new blog, had all this information, new calls for action. We were giving the possibility to mobile to be used. We were able to create information every day. It was a huge effort because beside professionals being working, we were able to guarantee that we were providing all information, mental information, nutritional, all the specialties that were being forgotten because of COVID-19, and we were making all the types that we were, and all of them have a call for action regarding, for example, nutrition. There were some elements that were helping people with COVID-19, but all of them had who was the person who helped us to write it, and the possibility to schedule an appointment with these people. This was for us the way to call for action. And just to finish very quickly, just to give an idea that this was everything that we were able to create. Video consultations, we had doctors speaking all the time. For example, on the right side, this is our I will call it Dr. TV. The guy most famous, he spent all his life on TV. I don't know why. Perhaps the girls can say he's cute. I don't know. But he's a generalist. He's I don't know. Every day he's on television, and it was really important to have these guys answering the questions. We were able to make some virtual and online sessions to be able to answer some doubts that we understand that people were making to us. So we're making to Bill decide who is the best doctor to make it, and he would do it for us. We're trying to buy specialties, having the main doctors or the most famous giving some tips. We were able, and not only for outside but also inside, we create a daily newsletter to guarantee that people inside, we are 7,000, to guarantee that all of us, we were able to know everything that we were doing. I think that one side, and just to finishing, Professor, 1 minute more, but just to give you a very quickly perspective, I think that a lot have been done. We have a lot to do. This particular time has been really tough for all of us, and let's see how can we do it. But I think that, and I was speaking with Professor before, it was regarding everything that is awards regarding marketing, communication, and this kind of stuff. We want all of them. It was the first time. I think that we don't work for this kind of stuff. We work for treating and serving patients. This is our mission, to help the system to work better, to have people healthier. But at the same time, these awards give us the perspective that we are going on the right track. And for example, one of the most important things that I believe that we want is we were considered a company, healthcare company, that had more reputation and more emotional relationship with customers on the first 6 months of COVID-19. So I think that on this side we have made a good job.